What's up guys, my name is Brandon and today has been a busy day in the Apple world. Of course today was the day that we saw the new iPhones get announced. So we got the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, and iPhone 11 Pro Max. I will be having a video coming on those later on today, probably tonight. We did also get the GM build of iOS 13.0, which will be the video coming right after this one. And of course this video, as you read from the title, is all about iOS 13.1 Beta 3, which was released today to developers about a week after the release of Beta 2. So let's go ahead and dive on into iOS 13.1 Beta 2, and I'm also going to discuss the official release date for both iOS 13 and iOS 13.1 because we did get both of those confirmed by Apple today. So anyways, taking a look at the size of the update here, you can see this update came in at around 283 megabytes here on my iPhone XR. And of course, as you guys know, that size will vary depending on your device and the firmware you are coming from. And taking a look at the build number, you can see there the build number for 13.1 Beta 3 is 17A5837A. So we do have an A at the end of the build number, which is a very, very good sign. And that tells us that we are getting very close to the GM build or the final release of iOS 13.1. So there are a few changes here in iOS 13.1 Beta 3 compared to Beta 2. So I have 13.1 Beta 2 here on my left, 13.1 Beta 3 here on my right. And the very first thing I noticed after installing this update is that we have a new icon for the TV application. So you can see here on the left on 13.1 Beta 2, it has a blue gradient there, and on Beta 3, it's just a very simple black and white icon. Now the mail application also seems to be fixed here in 13.1 Beta 3. I ran through a bunch of different tests and I have not had any issues with 13.1 Beta 3, whereas I did have issues on Beta 2. So I cannot confirm this for sure yet. I will have to test this out over the next couple of days, which of course I will be doing a follow-up video. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you are subscribed so you can see more features and changes and more of just an update on all of these updates that I do, but specifically in this video, 13.1 Beta 3. But pretty much instantly I noticed that a lot of the bugs I had seem to have been fixed here in Beta 3, so that's really nice. If you guys have been watching my beta videos, you know that the mail application has probably been one of the most buggy applications in both 13.0 and 13.1, so it's always nice to see it getting constantly improved. Another issue that I wasn't really too aware of until yesterday when somebody sent me a screenshot or a video recording on Twitter, but basically in iOS 13.1 Beta 2, a lot of people had issues with App Store opening up inside of iMessages and basically just navigating around through there. So that seems to be fixed here in Beta 3. I'm not having any hiccups and I'm able to open everything and download apps and things like that. So if you were having issues with iMessage, more specifically the App Store inside of iMessage, that does seem to be fixed here in Beta 3. Again, I was not having these issues, but I did see people report them on social media. Now, while we're in here, I do want to mention the emojis because a lot of people always ask me when we're going to get new emojis. Some people seem to think that they come on the 0.1 release of updates, but they usually come on the 0.2 releases. So we don't have any new emojis here in iOS 13.1 Beta 3, and I wouldn't expect them in the final release of iOS 13.1 either. We're probably going to get new emojis, all the new Unicode emojis in iOS 13.2. So we should see iOS 13.2 Beta 1 either at the very end of September or the beginning of October. Of course, you guys know to stay tuned to the channel. I will be one of the first here on YouTube to upload a video on 13.2. Now, of course, we did have release notes for iOS 13.1 Beta 3, but they don't really show anything new. Basically just talking about a lot of the changes and a lot of the deprecations, the audio features and the known issues. We also have the audio sharing in here as well. A lot of these things are pretty much unchanged. It's been there since iOS 13.1 Beta 1. But if you did just want a quick peek at the release notes, there you go. That is the release notes for Beta 3. And another thing I wanted to mention is that announced messages with Siri is still not here in 13.1 Beta 3. It's not in the control center, and it's also nowhere to be found like in the notification settings. It would usually show up top. For some reason, that's still not here. I'm hoping it makes it into the final version of iOS 13.1. If not, I hope we see it at least return in iOS 13.2 Beta 1. But that's one of my favorite features, one of my favorite toggles in the control center. So I really hope that announced messages with Siri does come back pretty soon. Now, as for bugs still present in 13.1 Beta 3, bugs that still persisted through Beta 2, I did plug my phone into my car for CarPlay, and I did notice that CarPlay still has issues. And I did also have the phone notification bug where it wouldn't disappear even after I already, checked my missed calls and my voicemails. It still kept showing that. but it eventually went away after a reboot. That was an issue I had a lot in iOS 13.0, and it never came back for 13.1 for me until just now. So it's pretty annoying to see that come back, but maybe it was just that one time because it did go away after a reboot. Now, as far as performance and battery life, both feel the exact same as beta 2. I've not noticed any kind of improvement or any kind of reduction in either one. Now, of course, I haven't been using the phone for very long, so I wouldn't really expect to find anything new in terms of battery life. And sometimes you could tell with performance right away, but for this instance, it feels the exact same as beta 2. So you're gonna have to stay tuned to my follow-up video to see if it is any kind of improvement in terms of battery life or performance over beta 2. Now, we did also get the official release date for iOS 13.1 today. And we're talking about the final version here. So Apple did announce that the final version of iOS 13.1 is going to come out on Monday, September 30th. So that's just about 3 weeks from today. So that means that we'll likely have either 1 or 2 more betas, and then the GM, and then the final release of 13.1 on the 30th. So knowing that the final release of iOS 13.1 is so close, should you update to iOS 13.1 beta 3? And I say that if you're having bugs or crashes, then you should definitely update always if you're having issues, just to see if they're fixed. But if not, if beta 2 is working perfectly fine for you, waiting out until the GM or even until the public release on the 30th isn't a bad idea. Sometimes it's a good thing to play it safe and just wait for the final release when you're on a stable build already, which beta 2 is very stable. So I wouldn't blame you if you just want to wait out until the final version of 13.1, since we are just a few weeks away. So yeah, that's pretty much it for iOS 13.1 beta 3. I do have a video coming up next on the channel on iOS 13.0, the GM build, which was also released today, so stay tuned for that video. But if you guys did enjoy this video and my live stream earlier, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, and of course subscribe for all my future iOS 13 coverage. So anyways, thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.